stiffness, sore back, congenital heart failure, people with triple bypasses feeling younger and better, and so on. It works. And people don't have to suffer. And I guess it pains me. And that's part of my problem. I've always been a fixer. I want to help fix things and fix people. And of course that's gotten me into trouble. You can't fix anybody. So I'm really working on let it go. I have to let it go. It's their life. They can do what they want. And I happen to believe that people chose the paths that they walk throughout life. Yeah, even the difficult ones. I know some people will think I'm crazy, but that's okay. Hello, friends. I'm doing well, continuing to feel better, continuing to get stronger, continuing to overdo it because I feel better, and feeling good, reversing this aging thing, losing weight. I'm holding at the current weight for the last few days. I was so excited because I started losing weight again, and so now I weighed myself a few more times, and it's like, okay, stop doing that. Once a week at best, sometimes once every couple of weeks. Because weight loss isn't my ultimate goal. I mean, it's a beautiful side effect, or it's a secondary goal, I should say. But today I want to talk about letting go. I had to let go. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. What that means is that I see so many people out there suffering, and now that I know they don't need to be suffering, and it's because of their diet, it's been difficult for me to not say something. It hasn't been that difficult, but I want to say something, and I'm thinking it in my head, and I bite my tongue most of the time unless they bring it up, and I don't confront them directly. I just try to tell people what I'm doing and my results. I'm down 52 pounds. My inflammation's almost to zero. And, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling younger. I'm out doing work that I wouldn't normally do, and so on. And so, but I feel so bad for people, and even people that I know who have started it and fallen off the wagon. And one of my relatives, my brother-in-law, fell off the wagon, and we went over for Easter dinner, and he told me he'd been sick. And it's like, I know why you're sick. I didn't say that to him, but I knew. It's because he started eating the carbs again. So carnivores generally don't get sick. Tell me if I'm wrong. And that's the beauty of it. And so you don't have to suffer anymore, my friends. If you're watching this and you're new to the channel, be sure and subscribe and follow my journey and help me out with the algorithm, and I'd appreciate that. But you don't have to suffer, my friends. It's a choice. If you know about Carnivore and you know about the thousands of people who've been healed from just about every ailment under the sun, if you will, I mean, really, literally, I did a video on it, you name it. Diabetes, cancer, all the autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, stiffness, sore back, congenital heart failure, people with triple bypasses feeling younger and better, and so on. It works. And people don't have to suffer. And I guess it pains me. And that's part of my problem. I've always been a fixer. I want to help fix things and fix people. And of course that's gotten me into trouble. You can't fix anybody. So I'm really working on let it go. I have to let it go. It's their life. They can do what they want. And I happen to believe that people chose the paths that they walk throughout life. Yeah, even the difficult ones. I know some people will think I'm crazy, but that's okay. To each their own, right? But it is their life, and I can't fix them. All I can do is set an example, and hopefully that will inspire some people. But people choose to suffer, and I guess it weighs on me. I want to help them. I want to help them stop suffering. So this is to help you stop suffering. Is one of the reasons I'm doing this. And I have another family member that sees the results but she's from a medical background and still can't fathom that this would work for her. And so I don't know, what is it? Is it a mental block or something? The conditioning of our culture can be so heavy, especially somebody with a medical training, that people will choose to suffer knowing that there's a possible alternative. I mean, for God's sakes, folks, just try it for 30 days and see if you start seeing benefits. And, there's so many people, people are looking, I guess, there's so many people out there online testifying to being healed, losing weight, getting their lives back, getting healthier, and so on. And it's not, people say, oh, that's anecdotal. Well, when thousands of people are saying the same and similar things, and there's several doctors, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Boz, Dr. Westman, and so on. Many more doctors are getting on the bandwagon. And they've known for a long time that a ketogenic diet is a good diet. I recommend carnivore because when you do a ketogenic, which I have done before, and I did when I started this, I was doing ketogenic, but I hadn't made the connection yet that the carbs light up all the neurons in your brain that give you more carbs and sugar cravings. And so I would slowly slip back into eating, more carbs, or going off the ketogenic diet and not eating low carb anymore. Thinking, oh, I shouldn't have to worry about that. I should be able to eat what I want. But my body was telling me otherwise. And then like I've said in the past, I woke up one morning and I'm sick of this aging shit. And I knew enough that I started really looking into the carnivore diet and decided to try it, and I'm never going back. I don't miss the carbs. I'm fat adapted. I ate Easter dinner without any carbs, while everybody else had to have their carbs. They had to have their potatoes and their veggies and salad and then the ugly orange Jell-O and stuff like that. And so I get it. People listening to this that aren't carnivore will be thinking there's something wrong with me. And you just can't understand until you lose the carb addiction. It's an addiction. The carbs own you. And it's in your brain. They're affecting your brain. They were affecting mine. So I guess that's enough preaching, huh? But, the bottom line is you do not have to suffer. And I have to let go of trying to convince people that they don't have to suffer, because it's their choice. All I can do is set the example, explain my results if somebody's interested. And I'm really working hard on doing that and not, trying to preach and force my way on people. And I've done that from the start mostly, but of course when you first start seeing the benefits, you get really excited and you want to tell people about it. And so I did tell people without trying to say, hey, you need to try this. I did that with the intent that, maybe it'll plant the seed and they'll want to look into it themselves. And that's the thing. You got to look into it yourself. Do the research so you know what you're doing, and so on. So that's all I wanted to say on this one, my friends. So I hope everybody's having a great day wherever you are. Please like and subscribe like I've said before. I need more subscribers, and I need to tell that algorithm to show my video more. So if this helped you especially, share it with somebody. All right, peace out, friends.